Okay, everybody, welcome to another video. Today is going to be a couple of short videos that I'm going to do. I'm going to do one for global and one for JP. And the big reason I'm doing it is just to maybe address some things that might, maybe people are curious, maybe not, but whatever. I'll label this as a potentially know-nothing video compared to the actual news video. So first off, banners, of course. O and Dark Leviathan are getting their banners, and that's pretty much the same as it has ever been. There's nothing special, I don't think, that I've seen in this entire thing, but some people might have been wondering, are we going to be getting a specific banners for the Valentine's unit? And JP is. Now, JP's Valentine's Day units, they are definitely not in the regular pool most of the time, so this is the only time that JP players can get them. Although I'm pretty dubious about how good their upgrades will actually be, and I think at most they'll be a blip in terms of power, if anything, where essentially, they'll be up for a little bit and then they'll just disappear almost completely after, which is how it's basically always been. But I guess I'll say fingers crossed that Miranda is actually good, because she's the one I actually have. Not biased in the least. Now, as for globalers, I guess, who are kind of wondering the same thing, yeah, I'd imagine that you'll probably see the same deals. There isn't really much point in having Valentine's Day units after Valentine's. And even if, this is the thing that I always get confused about. I never remember this because it just isn't that important for where I'm playing. So, I'm studying right now. There's only so much brain space. I would imagine that you'll probably see the exact same type of banners here. We're looking at 40 shards and then a unit. I'm not particularly that amazed. There's even a pay, get one character at 120 banner that we have here. And again, unless the performance evaluation is really that good or you're super that enamored about any of these characters, can't say that it's absolutely worth it. And again, Valentine's Day, if you want to just look at where Wotv is going, this is 2 years now in a row that we haven't gotten a Valentine's Day unit. This is a thing of the past, and I can't imagine them providing really that much support for this. As a matter of fact, the thing that I'm curious the most about is whether or not these characters will be similar to the story-based characters or more to the Final Fantasy characters. And Final Fantasy ones are just get upgrades for all modes, where that is not the case for Wotv story characters. Going to be curious to see where these ones land, even if, Xmas units were a specific way. Curious whether they'll hold true to this. Now, a few other things. Of course, O has the purchasable thing, but I want to talk about version 11.30. Just because there is some quality of life stuff, and quality of life stuff is kind of a thing that feels like it's gone away over the last little bit. So I think it's worthy of actually showcasing stuff when it happens. First off, there's going to be a change to phantom stones, basically lapis or, oh my god, I can't remember, the blue stones that you pull with. There are two types of pulls: unique paid phantom stones and unique free phantom stones. Basically, they're just reclassifying it. There are some actual rules, but if it comes, I imagine that it will come to global, of course, but if you want to check more in depth about the rules, I kind of wait for the actual official translation, and I'm not even looking at it right now because I'm not buying anything. Next up, this one is something that I'm quite happy about. Vision card sorting. The number of limited PA targets as a sorting factor. And what this means is that you will now be able to sort your vision cards based on how many characters can actually be activated under the party trigger. So if, for instance, vision cards where all 3 characters in your arena team will appear right at the top, or I guess bottom, if that's the way you are, you crazy person. That is what will happen from that. This will be an option, great option, fantastic Love it a lot, and I think that this probably should have been added sooner, but you know what? Whatever. It's being added good enough. Next up, we have some UI improvements, specifically with units. First off, being able from now on to directly jump into the job pool, job point pool, where you can store job points and now get them back, and you can do that within the unit's ability unlocking screen, which is quite nice. Also, when we're talking about a few other things, displays that show use of limit bursts in auto battles is turned off in the unit details screen display that is displayed by long tapping the unit on the organization screen. So you can see a little bit here that where is it? Yeah, you can see a little bit of the details of finding out whether it's auto off just visually now, which is actually quite nice. And also just jumping back up here for a second, you can see that that job point is now available on multiple different screens. Sorry, I scrolled past it, but came back up and caught it, so that's fine. Next up is this. If you try and set a time significantly later than 5 a.m., which was JP reset, the next morning on stamina consumption setting screen for background runs, we will now display a message to that effect without you having to press the set button. So basically it locks you out faster from overloading your stamina. Nice little thing. Also during guild battle period, your own party will be given priority and displayed at the top. That's a nice little UI feature that's quite welcome. And last but not least, guild statue renovation. So the guild statues, even if they are maximum level now, you will still be able to strengthen them and complete missions and earn guild contribution points, which is pretty cool. That's something I have wondered about, but obviously from where I am on JP, that's not really a thing that I've ever had to actually worry about. Let's even do ours right now. We're good guildmate today. So even if your snake was for all of yours were max, you can still contribute to them. Get that done. I feel like that's more of a whale problem than anything else, but hey, I guess they are addressing it, so sure, why not? As far as I can tell, it doesn't mean that the guild statues will get any new levels, and nor should they, because it's already ridiculous enough. There's already a big enough gap. I can't imagine that putting more would make anybody feel better, really. So, sorry, got a little sniffly at the end there. Cat hair just floating around. But that's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care and see you later.